Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a warm welcome if you're new, honey. So today we're going to talk about Gervontay Davis, aka Tank, barely keeping his title after a disputed draw with Lamont Roach Jr. So if you're ready to get into this crazy story, just stay tuned. Gervontay Davis, aka Tank, held onto his World Boxing Association lightweight title by the smallest of margins on Saturday night, fighting to a majority draw with Lamont Roach Jr., despite a highly controversial moment in the ninth round that should have saddled Davis with the first defeat of his career. The undefeated 30-year-old southpaw, nicknamed Tank, could finally breathe a sigh of relief when the final scores were announced after a very interesting 12-round fight full of two-way action. So one ringside judge actually scored 15-13 for Davis, but he got saved by the other two judges that had it leveled at 114-114. So this ensured that the three-weight champion from Baltimore remained without a loss. This controversial moment all started in the ninth round, and this is when Davis took a knee voluntarily near his corner before leaning over the ropes, and it looked like he was in search of something to wipe his eyes with. So in the rules of boxing, a fighter touching the canvas with anything other than their feet is considered a knockdown. And that's what would have cost Davis the most, if not an outright disqualification for the corner's interference in the middle of a round. But referee Steve Willis definitely was being graceful, and he allowed Davis to continue after a stern warning. And that is a big decision that I feel like most definitely altered the outcome, because one is a disqualification, of course, and then one is a draw. So I honestly feel like a draw is better than a disqualification. It could have been worse, you know? So, of course, after the fight was over, the announcer was just asking, hey, what happened there? And that is when Tank explained that, he just recently got his hair done and there was grease in his eye. So he literally was not able to see.
Tank, you voluntarily took a knee midway through this fight. It was not ruled a knockdown. What happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was when you sweating and things like that and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? This is real facts. Come on, man. Look at my hair. I just got my shit done. But it's all cool, man. You know how I get. They love you and then they hate you. Turn around and love you again. You know what I mean?
So clearly, the audience did not like this response, this explanation, and they were literally booing him, which I feel like he took really well. But Roach did have something to say. So he said that it should have been a knockdown, and if that was a knockdown, then I win the fight. He's saying grease got in his eye, but if he takes a knee and the ref starts counting, it should be a knockdown. It is what it is. I'm not banking on that knockdown to win. I just thought I pulled it out. Okay, so this is my thing. I get what he's saying, in the technicalities of the boxing world, yes, this should have been a knockdown, but do you really want your title to be linked to a fight where someone's saying they got grease in their eye and you see them, on their knee? It's clearly not from your punch. I'm so sorry to say. It was not, whatsoever. So I don't even understand why you would want to win on this type of technicality. It just gives very weak. It gives Devin Haney, and he actually favors Devin Haney a little bit. So, y'all might have mixed feelings about Devin Haney, but I do not like the man. Never did. In or out of the ring. I just don't like him or his daddy because they get on my nerves. But I digress. Bottom line, I just don't know why you would want to win in that way. But let's actually talk about the hairdresser, because she was like, you're not about to blame this on me, honey. The hairdresser has officially fired back on social media regarding the situation. And I quote, she says, "I did his hair Wednesday. It's Saturday. He did press, gym, and weigh-in. That's no excuse. How much grease did I use? Damn." And on another post that she made, she said, "Is the grease in the room with us?" Now, after this, she proceeds to show us exactly what she used in his hair, and it actually specifically says no grease. But I will say this, even though something says no grease or, no wax or anything like that, I mean, sweating can happen and the product can fall down, and that's not gonna stop it from burning or hurting in someone's eyes, But it is interesting how he did say specifically it was grease, and she's like, "No, honey, this product has no grease that I used in your hair, so please don't try me, okay?" Now, I'm sure this is just like a terminology thing, like, if you're oiling someone's scalp, a lot of people call it greasing your scalp, basically just putting some type of moisturizing product in your hair. So he probably didn't mean, specifically grease, or maybe he did and he thought it was and it wasn't. But what I really think he means is just whatever product she used in my hair, it trickled down my face and it burned my eyes. So now that we've addressed the hairstylist and how she is denying all claims of using grease, let's also talk about another part of the aftermath that happened with this fight. So Gervontay Davis says that the fight versus Lamont Roach Jr. was taken from him. He says, and I quote, "They took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that BS knee. But I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me with a punch when I took a knee." So I do understand his frustration because he seems to work really, really hard to be at this status level of a boxing champion. I mean, it's not easy, and I know nothing about boxing, but I could even tell you this is going to take hard work, dedication, sleepless nights, dieting, a healthy regimen, cutting out a lot of things that you don't need that you might just like to do for fun. Like a lot of people like drinking for fun, going out on social nights. He's probably not able to do that as much, especially when preparing for a fight. But he added in and he said, "I get it though, I shouldn't have done that, but that hair grease was burning my eyes." So he already knows like the rules to boxing. That you took a knee, you went over and kind of bent over the canvas so that you could get assistance. And I get that, but rules are rules. And I don't think that they took the fight from him because he voluntarily took a knee. Also, I still feel like the referee was very lenient on even allowing him to continue the fight because he could have just cut it off right then and there, and he decided not to. So yeah, these are my thoughts about this story. I know it was a long video today, y'all, but it was so much to touch on. I actually was like combing through 3 to 5 different stories, just picking out pieces of information that were the most important in this situation. So I want you to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell. That way you're notified every time I post. And in the meantime, y'all be careful out here. Don't be doing crazy stuff and then get mad at the result. Not that this was crazy, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? Don't be doing stuff you ain't got no business doing. Okay, love you. Bye.